Can a single court ruling change the future of thousands of Indian immigrants living in America? Tonight, that question suddenly becomes very important and almost very real. Because the US Federal Appeals Court has now denied the asylum to an Indian Muslim, a man who spent nearly a decade living in America after overstaying his visa. This is no longer just one immigration case, but it may be a warning signal. A signal that America is tightening the doors for the asylum case seekers as well. The man at the center of is Sanullah Khan Muhammad. He entered the United States nearly 10 years ago on just a US visitor visa, but then he never returned. Years later, he filed for asylum, claiming that his life was in danger back in India and his family's slaughterhouse was attacked by a mob in 2016. And according to his account, the stones were thrown at him, at his mother, and the attackers allegedly wanted the slaughterhouse to shut down. And Sanullah claimed that the violence was linked to a religious tension around the beef business in India. At the first glance, it sounds like kind of a story that could qualify for asylum. But there are many cases like that changed dramatically. The US court said that Indian police had already intervened and protected him during the attack. And because the US asylum law says that providing danger is not enough, applicants must also prove that their own government either failed to protect them or was unwilling to do so. So it's a major difference between what an asylum seeker can prove. Well, the judges said that Sanullah failed to prove that. And that was not the only problem. There were many more other details that were striking. And a critical one, he applied for asylum almost 3 years after the deadlines were passed. Under the US law, asylum seekers are generally expected to apply within 1 year of entering the country, and yet Sanullah waited. That delay became one of the biggest reasons that the court refused his relief. Now, the judges also pointed out at something really strange. India is a massive country. If he feared the danger is one area, the court argued that he could have relocated to somewhere else inside India instead of seeking refuge in America. And now, after losing the appeals, Sanullah could face deportation, and a very strict one. But you know what? There's a bigger story behind this. This case comes at a time when immigration policies in America are becoming very sharper, stricter, and far more unforgiving. Especially for the asylum seekers. Let me tell you, for years, many migrants from South Asia, including India, used the asylum claim to clear its pathway to remain in the US. Some cases were genuine. Yes, some. While others, the authorities believe, were exaggerated and fabricated. For now, US court appears increasingly willing to give the applicant the benefit of doubt. They're unwilling. And immigration says that the ruling could impact pending Indian asylum cases as well, especially of those involving delayed filings or a weak evidence. Because America's message now appears very clear. Claims may not be enough. Proofs matter, timing matter, and the systems become far less patient. Now, time for a bigger question. Is this simply one legal ruling, or the beginning of a much larger crackdown on asylum immigrations from India? Because behind every one deportation battle, thousands of migrants are now watching it very seriously. What are your thoughts on this? Make sure to comment down below.